Sometimes when a marriage is on the rocks, just the thing you both need is a trial separation just to see if the marriage can be salvaged. But unfortunately, due to the limitations of The Sims 4, it is either make it or break it, divorce or stay together. I'm a little salty that this particular module for the Woohoo Wellness mod wasn't out like, I don't know, a couple months ago, because it would have been perfect for Ben and Marlo's situation. Do keep in mind that this module is only 1/3 of the way through release. There's actually going to be a bunch of features added a little bit later on, which I'm really excited about. But for today, we are going to kind of brush up on what is available now. It's actually really intriguing. And just to kind of like, reiterate a little bit here, it is a mod that is called the Woohoo Wellness mod, which I've done several reviews on the modules, which are like little mini mods that have been kind of released along the way. If you guys are interested in checking out the other modules, I'm going to go ahead and compile a playlist and you can kind of see what the entirety of this mod offers. And it's by Lumiel. So anyways, we're here with our Sims in this beautiful apartment created by Sim Lissy. Emery here is taking a little nap. She did fall asleep on the couch, but unfortunately her husband Kaleb doesn't really seem to care and he's too busy watching God only knows what. As of lately, well, if we're being completely honest, as of always, Kaleb and Emery's relationship has been quite turbulent. Peering into the relationship panel, you're gonna notice their romantic relationship isn't really adding up. Also, Kaleb's traits don't necessarily make him husband material, but I think we have something that will definitely give you guys a little more insight on the history of their relationship, because honestly, I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but I don't know how Emery didn't see this coming. Over here, we have Emery's journal. It says Emery and Kaleb forever, high school sweethearts or high school sweethearts. Inside this journal, there's basically like a laundry list of things that have happened between Kaleb and Emery. If you guys are curious as to where I got this journal, I actually did a review on it. It is Ravisheen's memory keeper, and it pretty much acts as a memory system within The Sims 4. So I'm going to show you guys some of Emery's entries. It's a little discombobulated because I think the order of the memories got affected by the update, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to walk you through them. The first memory is moved in together. So Kaleb and Emery decided to take their relationship to the next level. Shortly after that, we have I Can't Trust You. Emery went through Kaleb's phone, noticing a new number under the name of a pizza delivery. She called it. A woman answers, "Hey, baby." Then after that, Kaleb was not going to lose his meal ticket, so he proposed. Although it feels sudden, Emery is excited to move forward with her high school sweetheart. Then the real colors started to show. You're a cheater. Discovering a loved one is unfaithful can really break a Sim down. Emery is feeling shattered to hear her fiance cheated. Well, as you guessed it, in classic Kaleb fashion, he decided to patch things over by, well, proposing they elope. What a rush. Kaleb and Emery decided to get married without any crowd. It's not like they'd come anyway. Here's the thing. Emery is starting to grow each day a little bit wiser to Kaleb's crazy antics. So their relationship is undoubtedly toxic, and even though she's not necessarily ready to fully let go and commit to a divorce, she definitely feels like a separation is on the table, because how could one that claims to love another hurt that person so bad? Anyways, before she gears up and makes the proposal herself to separate, she's gonna make some delicious brownies. Here's Kaleb trying to chat her ear off when the relationship is nowhere in the green to be having these types of conversations. Like I said, he is literally Captain frickin' Oblivious. So maybe we'll have him go take a dump, I don't know, get out of her hair so she can make these damn brownies in peace. But after she goes and finishes up this recipe, it is time, because she's gonna need these brownies after she breaks up with him or separates or whatever it is that they do. Okay, so Mr. Salem has decided to come in and chat. Very much like their relationship. Emery's brownies, they're poor. They're really poor. They look disgusting too, by the way. All right, so I think what we need to do is just in the how do I say, moment of disgust. Demand a temporary separation. But here's the thing, if you go underneath more choices, you're gonna notice that there's going to be a panel that says relationship and wellness. Then underneath that, there's makeup and breakup. Remember, in the future, there's going to be so many different scenarios of how you can separate from your significant other. But for now, the only option that we have is to demand a temporary separation. I wonder how Kaleb is going to take the news. Emery is asking Kaleb to take a break from their relationship. I love the fact that she is like, so on sucker, I don't even need you. I kind of need to find myself on my own. Even though Emery can't even say it to his face, she's feeling a little dazed and confused. And you might have noticed those rings there with the plus sign. That actually reflects the brand new reconciliation system. We'll talk more about that in just a split second, but I'm getting a lot of notifications that I want to read off to you. Kaleb and Emery are now separated. This status represents a potentially temporary break in the relationship. Kaleb can let things drift and eventually decide to give up on this relationship or fight for it and try to save this love. The separation menu, as well as the interactions of all types, will influence what happens next. Relationship pause. Emery and her partner are taking a break in their relationship. Never in a million cajillion years did Kaleb ever think that Emery would have the gall to leave him. He thought for certain he had her wrapped around his big old douchey thumb. Seeing her kind of stand up to him really pissed him off. In fact, he has this angry moodlet, which to me personally shows that he has no personal accountability at all whatsoever in his part of the downfall of this relationship, which again just makes me feel kind of like this separation was the right call. So let's talk about that system that I was talking about earlier. It's really hard for me to say reconciliation 5,500 times, so we're just gonna call it the system. So if you go and click on the opposing sim, you're gonna notice that underneath more choices, there is a brand new pie menu and it's called separation. Within it, you are going to have a bunch of interactions pertaining to the mod, such as ask to go stay somewhere, attempt peaceful discussion about issues. We're also able to apologize for past mistakes, wonder what went wrong, say something nice about Kaleb, reminisce about the good times, and then promise to change. These are all going to add points to the system. You need 25 points to unlock the offer to give this relationship another try option. Until you do, you're basically going to be in limbo land, which kind of sucks. Now, if you're feeling a little like underwhelmed by the options here to build on that relationship, you don't necessarily need to use the mod's interactions. You could use the game's friendly interactions, romantic interactions, you know, happy, positive, whatever. I'm not sure if you were to do mean interactions, how that would negatively impact your you know, separation status, but I'm sure it would. All right, so what we're gonna do is we are going to come over and kind of gauge the common level of reconciliation. So this is going to tell you basically where you're at. So the level of common reconciliation readiness is at 10%. So we have about 15 points to go if we wanted to save the relationship. But of course, we don't have to. Now, what I think I'm going to do is start seeing how we can maybe build on this relationship. Is Kaleb able to also have an influence, or say he could actually decide just to divorce right here and there? So I do like that he's able to do that. He could even provoke her, which I kind of feel is the ultimate douchey thing that he could do and would do in this particular situation. Also keep in mind, the first half of the day after the separation, your Sims are not able to perform any romantic interactions with each other. I mean, why would they? They're getting separated. So you need a few moments for the dust to settle, and then you can decide whether or not you would like to build on the relationship. So do you see that? He provoked her. And then over their heads was the red floating marriage rings. So I think maybe, even though we are feeling a little apprehensive about, you know, kind of revisiting the relationship, I hate to say it, but I don't know if Emery's ready yet, and that's okay. Like, I'm not judging her for that. You know, all relationships, they have their process. So what I think we're gonna do is we are going to wonder what went wrong. Like, what did Emery do to, you know, ruin the relationship? She didn't do anything. We know this already. He's the douchebag here, but you know what? She's feeling a little down about it. I just can't understand it. We were good together, weren't we? You know what? Honestly, we weren't that good. So instead of Emery trying to suck up to Kaleb, which I don't think she would do on a normal basis anyway, we're actually going to have Kaleb start kind of sucking up to her a little bit. I do think there is a part of the system that considers the progress of the relationship as a whole, and then there's another part of the system that actually considers it individually. See, this is a little bizarro to me. They just literally made out. Like, hello. Now, if we were to go back and gauge, I don't like that she just like gave in to him like that. Okay, he's got fish lips. First of all, what are we doing, Emery? But let's see if we gauge the. Yeah, see, it's still not like it's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Which I like. It's gonna take some time. You know what? Maybe Emery needs some time. She needs some time. She needs some time to think about it. She needs a little, you know, space to eat her brownies. But she's also feeling confident as well. Staying on course, Emery is determined to stay separated for the moment, and interactions will not make her change her mind so easily. I am so proud of this girl. I'm actually getting quite invested in this little relationship, but hell freaking yeah, you stand up for yourself, sister. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over to Kaleb, and you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna okay, suggest or ask to go stay somewhere else, because obviously this kid isn't getting the frickin' 411. The memo is not making contact to the frickin' neurons. He isn't getting it. So if we ask him to go somewhere, maybe this will give Miss Emery the distance that she needs. So Kaleb's like, seriously, Emery, you're gonna throw me out? How dare you? How freaking dare you? How are you gonna afford the apartment? Yada yada yada. He is, you know, having his moment, throwing a little tantrum like a toddler. Whatever, it's all gas. It literally doesn't mean anything. So what happens is, okay, now that your sim has to go somewhere temporarily, it kind of sucks because they can't really stay with like a friend or something, but they actually will have the option to kind of take up residence in maybe like a residential world or a hotel if you have that available. I do think if you have any rental properties in the existing world, you'll have those options pop up as well. I didn't think about that. So let me see. I feel like if Kaleb was being real hot and honest, he would take this opportunity to go and have a little vacation. So instead of, you know, crying and being sad and eating poor, dirty, disgusting brownies like his wife, he's gonna go to the Hillview Hideaway and hide like the coward he is. So we're gonna have him go for one whole day. It's 216 simoleons, nothing too, you know, elaborate, but still, like, I really don't like Kaleb right now. I'm not gonna lie, he's cute, but he's stupid. So we're gonna let him go. He's gonna go and hang out in his little hideaway here. And ooh, is this the first essence of emotion that I am detecting? Let's go and light this fire really quick. All right, so I'm noticing that Kaleb is feeling a little sad. It says necessary distance from request to stay somewhere else. It will be easier for each member of this couple to figure out things if they're away from each other for a while. Makes sense to not stay under the same roof. It's still a little sad. And it is sad. It kind of makes me feel bad, but not really because he's a douchebag. But you know what I'm saying? Like maybe if the relationship was a little bit different. But anyways, once you have been separated, you can call your separated partner and text your separated partner. Also, there is supposed to be this thing where in the beginning of the separation, all of your happy moodlets will be deleted or removed because, again, it's a separation. You should feel sad about it or at least have negative emotions around it. Kaleb woke up a couple hours ago feeling completely and utterly deceived. This villa was not as advertised advertised in the travel magazines. There's bats, there's bees, there's windows that don't close, and he's pretty sure something bit his nalgas while he was sleeping deep in the night. Because something else that I kind of noticed that I thought was rather interesting was that with wonderful whims, Mr. Kaleb here got a notification that he was having dreams of the heart. It's dreams like this that Kaleb never wants to wake up from. In it, there is one focal point, one element that pervades all thoughts within his mind, and that is Emery Montoya. Such a wondrous manifestation has Kaleb utterly enthralled as he abandons all other thoughts in order to contemplate Emery's every feature, every contour, every nuance of her body, and every discernible detail that makes this breathtaking sim unique. Kaleb absolutely cherishes those features, and as the dream continues, where's this going? Because I don't know if I should keep reading. They become more and more entrapped by this sim that has stolen both their mind and their heart. In the end, there is only one reason as to why they'd considered waking up, and that is the real Emery Montoya waiting for them on the other side. Now, even though these mods are not from the same creator or probably have any sense of correlation, the fact that he woke up kind of feeling like he needs to get back to her was so amazing. Like, it couldn't have worked out any better than it did. Now, I don't know why he's not eating his grilled plantains. Maybe he doesn't necessarily want it. I am also pretty convinced that reel her in isn't going to do him any justice. Like, homeboy's starting to feel it, and it's kind of the game working its magic. Like, I actually don't really have any influence, so why not go ahead and give her a little call? So we're gonna call our separated partner, because it won't be Emery, okay, crawling back on her hands and knees. No, Kaleb is like a cockroach. You can't kill him. You just can't. And I'm gonna give this dude the benefit of the doubt and say maybe he did wake up. Maybe sleeping on this cold hard cot gave him the bump on the head that he so desperately needed. All right, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. This conversation was a great reminder of why exactly we're separated. I'd say I'm disappointed, but in the truth, I'm not even surprised. Of course, contacting the sim, Kaleb should have known there'd be nothing but yelling. All of these things that they angrily discussed, that's exactly why they're separated. You know what? I've got to give it to Emery. She's totally sticking to her guns. Why don't we go back and see how she's holding up? Emery is feeling absolutely amazing, and as much as I would love to show you guys how it looks to, reconcile a marriage, I'm kind of feeling like that's not gonna happen. I love how the direction of the relationship is simply based on how my sim is feeling, and after everything we've learned about Kaleb and Emery's history, like, do you blame her? I feel like it's kind of the perfect outcome. However, we can't avoid Kaleb forever. We definitely need to come to some sort of conclusion. So I think what we're gonna do is, instead of calling him, because honestly, the voice of this man gives freaking Emery the heebie-jeebies. It's like nails on a chalkboard. We're just gonna text him instead just to see what happens. I do feel though, like every time we text, it kind of adds like points to the relationship. So I don't know if that was a good thing. I am so tired of getting hurt. Can you understand that? Leave me alone for now. Just leave me alone. You know what? Maybe over several sim days, this, festering grudge that they have for each other will kind of boil down a little bit. Speaking of festering grudge, is there any sentiments that we have for our sims now? Oh my goodness, hold on. There are some tags here. We've got spouse, separated, and also living apart, which y'all know I'm a literal softie for these tags. I absolutely love these. Not broken up or divorced, Emery and Kaleb haven't taken a drastic decision yet. They're just taking a break, trying to figure things out. Then we have the description for living apart. These sims are in a relationship but aren't currently staying under the same roof. So M is about to make some mac and cheese regardless of what Kaleb wants, okay? He needs to come over here and be a man and have this discussion. So we're gonna bring Kaleb Montoya here. So in order to have your sim move back in, you actually have to hold on a freaking second. Oh my god, no. She you, boo-boo. She don't need you. Put down your freaking fire extinguisher, all right? It ain't big enough to handle all this smoke. As I was trying to say earlier, I don't remember because I kind of forgot. Oh yeah, I was telling you guys how to bring a sim back home. So unfortunately, there isn't an interaction right now that will allow you to, you know, call up your estranged significant other and be like, baby, come back. What you actually have to do to get them to come home is bring them to the lot. So as you guys saw earlier, the little gray arrow, bring them to the current lot. And then you're gonna have your opposing sim click on the other sim, and then you're gonna go underneath more choices. There's gonna be an actions tab, and then underneath that you're gonna hit woohoo wellness and pregnancy, and then you're going to remove relationship bit and select living apart. So that should get rid of the tag underneath your relationship panel. Let's just go and take a little check. Yep, we are still living together, or we are now living back together, which, you know, again, isn't by choice or anything. This is weird to me. I don't know what the hell they're doing. And Penny is living for the drama, but in the future, I do believe Lumiao, she's going to actually add in a more proper interaction, so it feels a little more fluid, you know what I'm saying? But again, we're only like 1/3 through the release of the full module, so this is kind of like a little sample taste, if you will. All right, so what do you think needs to happen now that we are you know, all here in one house? I kind of want to play around with some of the other interactions because I feel like I haven't done that. But I wanted to keep it as like realistic as possible. So for the separation, we can apologize for past mistakes. I think since I mean, realistically, so you can tell that Kaleb has been feeling a little, you know, sad about the separation. He would apologize for past mistakes, and he's also gonna promise to change. You know, I feel like it's a bunch of empty promises, if you ask me. But maybe he has done some self-reflection. I'm really curious to see how Emery's gonna take this information. Whoa, hold on a second. That actually seemed to go over really big, except for the promising to change part. Maybe not, because he's interrupting her movie. I don't really know how she's feeling about all this right now, but let's just go and see kind of how that pans out. So I'm not sure if he's already made those promises, but we're gonna look underneath our moodlet panel and you'll see that it says promises heard. Oh, okay. Kaleb is confident that things can be patched back up if they just both try to change what didn't work out. Understanding ears. Kaleb's partner listened to his apologies and seemed to be ready to offer some of their own. This looks like things could go in the right direction. Emery has a couple moodlets of her own. The first one is sad, lonely days. This conversation didn't go well. Of course it didn't. Right now, it truly feels like this relationship's only path is doom. And yet, things used to be good, didn't they? Why can't they be good again? Honey, sister, darling, they were never good. They were always doomed. Heartfelt words. It's good to hear some apologies. If they can recognize their faults peacefully, maybe Emery can too, and maybe together they can improve. I don't know why, but I'm starting to feel like I'm like the mediator in a counseling session, or like marriage counseling or something like that. But I want to see, since things are kind of going good, what their reconciliation percentage looks like. So we're gonna go and give it a little peep here, okay? Let's gauge the level. Oh, we're at 20%. So at this point, I think, just for the sake of this mod, okay, because we all know we're rooting for Em, we're rooting for her. She deserves so much better. We know this, we know this, we know this. And if this was a real relationship, there'd be no way in hell I would let her crawl back to this man. But that isn't the point. I kind of want to see what it looks like to have the separation annulled. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure. So we're gonna just basically love on this man and see if it's possible to kind of boost it up a little bit. And I feel like it actually has to come from both sides to be equally how do I say, like, appreciated, equal influence, I don't know, influenced, is that it? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What we're gonna do is just see what happens at this point. Good morning. As you guys can see, Kaleb is feeling a little extra happy today, and that is because they had a very passionate night of woohoo. But unfortunately, I totally forgot that I actually have wonderful whims installed, and well, you guessed it, they were flying without a parachute. So I'm pretty sure, with after all the times that I made them do the dirty, in the shower, specifically of all things, we have a very high chance that our girl here could be entrapped in another situation. Ooh, she's feeling embarrassed because she performed poorly. I mean, she was exhausted, so like, let's give her a little bit of cred. Anyways, we're gonna have her come over here and take a pregnancy test. I mean, if she isn't at this point, like, honestly, I'd be shocked because, I mean, I had the woohoo. Yep, so many times. Oh my god, she's freaking pregnant. I hate to say it. Classic Kaleb. Classic Kaleb. Kaleb is literally a douchebag. Like, that's gonna be a thing. Don't be a Kaleb. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyways, so one thing I noticed though, about the reconciliation system is that performing the interactions that did come with the mod seemed to have a lot more impact. I don't know if that's a thing, but now I noticed that we are at 30%. So 25 is the bare minimum to be able to like rekindle the relationship, but I guess it can go up from there. 30% is pretty high, and it is also sufficient. Now that our girl is pregnant, I don't even think she actually even told him that she is carrying. Whew, okay, I feel like now though, I mean, maybe possibly we could just go and rekindle the relationship because they're like having a whole kid together. Anyway, I think Kaleb is going to be the one to suggest this. I am really curious to see what's going to happen. So we're going to offer to give this relationship another try, not just for the sake of the baby, but Kaleb swears up and down, left and sideways, that he's going to be a different man. But you know what? Like, honestly, I don't know. So he's begging, he's pleading. And even though Miss Emery is pregnant, she is sorry. I'm not ready to start this again, if I'll ever be. Not starting again. From refusal to get back together, Kaleb's separated partner said they aren't ready to start this relationship again, and they're not certain they'll ever want to. Perhaps Kaleb can try to reconquer them, or perhaps it is time to let them go and officially, permanently separate. Emery isn't ready to start this relationship again. In fact, she's not certain she ever will want to. They could give it more time or just take the plunge and permanently break this off. Confusion is a complete and utter understatement when it comes to these two. I don't know what the hell is going on. I did get a sentiment that says feeling smitten, so I do feel like my sentiments are in order. I'm not sure. I did mention earlier that they may not be working. So anyways, long story short, even if a sim does offer to, you know, reconcile the relationship, it doesn't mean that the other sim is going to accept. I do think though that we can actually have Emery offer. I want to see what would happen if one of the sims would accept, but unfortunately it looks like right now neither of them are ready to start the relationship. So I mean, if I wanted it to be like petty, I guess I could just like divorce the sim, but for the sake of this video, I got to as far as their story will allow. So basically you can kind of get a gander of what you can do with this mod. I mean, we practically filmed a whole freaking LP with this simple addition to the Woohoo Wellness mod. If you guys are interested in checking it out and you want to see what it's all about, I do believe it's available for Patreon right now. For like $1.50, you can get this module. Again, it's only like 1/3 of the way released, but I absolutely love it and I can't wait to use it in my future LPs and gameplay. So what do you guys think happens to Kaleb and Emery? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if you did, you know what to do, but don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below where the sun does not shine, and I will see you all I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.